Hey guys, Coach Key here with Key Sports Performance, coming to you today with a quick tip about finding the release point. Something I think that's overlooked today and kind of miscoached, not on purpose, but just due to lack of knowledge. We have two factors in this. One of the factors being that today the game is so much more specialized than it was back even when I played it several years ago, to even when Nolan Ryan and those guys played. So when we look at that, we look at, find the release point. What's the response you're going to give me if I was to ask you, hey, how do you pick up the release point? Where do you pick up the release point? 99.99% of you guys are going to say, oh, find the little box above his eye, or above his shoulders, next to his eyes. Okay. The problem with that is, how many guys out there now are sidearm guys? How many of those guys out there are submarine guys, specialty guys? They don't all have that same box. So what happens when your kid goes up against a guy that's a submarine guy, and it's like, well, I'm looking over his shoulder, Dad, but I didn't see the ball. It came out down here somewhere. Well, that's because we didn't give the kid the opportunity to understand where he needs to look, where he needs to pick up the baseball from. So today I'm going to go over that. The other thing is lack of knowledge of the body. The eyes are, controlled by muscles, just like the rest of our body, and therefore we have to be nice and relaxed. Well, if I tell you to pick up this reference point, you're trying to find the one point this ball's coming out from this little box, this imaginary box, you're probably sitting in the batter's box straining to look over the top of my shoulder and try to figure out where it's at. So a couple of quick points real quick. After all that being said, is for an overhand thrower, yes, we do want to find this imaginary box. However, we want our eyes to be nice and relaxed. How do we do that, you ask? Well, first and foremost, we want a broad outlook as far as when we're in the box and we're looking at the pitcher. We don't want to try to pick up this box right away. We just want to look at our backdrop, look at our pitcher, see where he's at, nice and relaxed. We have a wide view. Secondly, what we want to do for an overhand thrower is we want to be able to let the eyes move. Just like in fielding or anything else, if we're standing there flat-footed and we're not moving, it's going to be really hard for us to react and get to a baseball that we should have gotten to easily. Okay, so with that being the reference, we want to take, and after the pitcher starts his windup, we want to focus in on the logo on his hat. You say the logo on his hat, why is that? Well, we want to keep our eyes moving, we want to keep them relaxed. So as he's moving, and a lot of guys these days, they like to go horizontal pitching, so they come back here, my logo moves over. As I come back, it comes back. So your eyes are tracking the logo, it's tracking something right now. It's not straining, it sees it, it's moving, okay? Now as I come through, and I get ready to release the ball, now all I got to do is slide my eyes over to that imaginary box, and you'll be surprised at how much faster you can see the baseball. Being able to see the baseball a little bit faster means you get to see the ball longer, which means you're going to be more successful of a hitter. Now, what happens when we come out with that specialty sidearm guy? Well, I can't look here because he's not going to come out here, he's going to come out here. So what I tell my guys here at KSP is we want to pick up this front shoulder. So broad general view, we start our motion, we're going to start picking up this front shoulder. As I pick up that front shoulder, and I dip down and I come out sidearm, now I can slide my view over from this front shoulder. As I come through, I can pick up that baseball a lot easier. And then of course, if you get that submarine guys are going to come down from low to high. So we've got to be able to pick up a lower reference point. So there, we tell our guys, let's watch the knee. So as we come through, we pick up the knee, he comes up. As that knee comes down and plants, that's about the area that hand's going to come out. So when he plants that foot and that knee comes down, we're looking at here to the side of his knee, and we're going to pick up that ball a lot sooner and be able to see that ball a lot longer. The second part of this video is going to have me throwing you 3 from each one of those positions. Check it out, get your free video lesson, see how it works for you. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, I'm going to go over those. I'm going to throw you about 3 balls from each one of those positions. I want you to just take the time to see what we're talking about from me explaining in there in the office to actually applying it out here. So you got a little free mini lesson from us today, okay? So first 3 are going to be over the top throwers. Again, just a little quick reference. We're looking at the logo of the hat. We're finding the general point back here in the background. Just briefly looking across there, and then we're going to pick up the logo on my hat as I start into my windup, and then move our eyes over to the arm socket where we're throwing from, okay? So here's your brief couple pitches. See if they help you to pick up the ball any easier. right shoulder. So again, looking over the shoulder, general area, broad area, relax the eyes. As I come through, start to pick up this front shoulder, follow it through, and then slide the eyes over into the arms